As of July 1, 2020, the Virginia Fair Housing Law now prohibits discrimination based on a household's source of funds. Source of funds is any assistance, benefit, or subsidy administered by a governmental or non-governmental entity which provides funds for a person's housing. This change to the Virginia Fair Housing Law is intended to help expand housing choice options for households, and therefore supports the goal of the Housing Choice Voucher Program. However, to fully support this goal, a voucher agency must approve the request for tenancy approval within 15 days of submission. Otherwise, the rental application for the household receiving a voucher could be denied by the property owner or manager. In order to support a timely approval process, Virginia Housing has released 2 instructional videos about the initial lease-up process. When homes are affordable and accessible to jobs, good schools, and transportation, everyone benefits. Individual lives are improved, and communities as a whole grow stronger. Virginia Housing is excited to share information with you on best practices for the initial lease-up process with the Housing Choice Voucher or HCV program. This video will review the initial lease-up process that occurs when a family is first awarded a Housing Choice Voucher. The HCV program provides a rent subsidy to qualified families for them to find safe, decent, and affordable housing. Public housing authorities, or PHA, around the country all implement the program in the same way as required by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, regulations, such as deadlines to process new admissions for participation in the HCV program. While PHAs in the United States follow the same implementation and processing guidelines, there are some key differences to note. PHAs vary by the number of vouchers they administer. This may impact how they process new admissions and their overall program. PHAs are independent and operate within their state and local laws. Therefore, they may use different software to administer the HCV program and track new admissions information. PHAs vary by the size of their staff. Some have dedicated staff that only work with new admissions, while others have staff that support the entire HCV program, from waitlist to participant recertification to termination. In the Commonwealth of Virginia, there is a network of agencies, including Virginia Housing, which administer the HCV program. Although Virginia Housing administers our HCV program through local partners in several parts of the state, there are many communities served by local agencies. This includes public housing authorities that have direct HCV program relationships with HUD. While Virginia Housing does not have authority over such agencies, all the HCV program agencies are governed by their agreements with HUD. Now, let's walk through what happens once a family is awarded a Housing Choice Voucher. First, the voucher identifies some key information for the family. It has an issue date and an expiration date. This lets the family know how long they have to find suitable housing before the voucher expires. However, the family search time can be extended if the family requests one in writing and the PHA grants it. See Section 6 of the voucher to learn more about requesting an extension. Additionally, the voucher, or, depending on the agency, an accompanying letter, has a monetary range. This is helpful information for the family to know as they search for an affordable unit and consider their household budget. Next, the family will search for an affordable unit in the private housing market. A resource for finding a rental unit is virginiahousingsearch.com, a free and easy-to-use service sponsored by Virginia Housing. Then, when the family finds a unit and the landlord or property management company agrees to rent to the family, they will give the Request for Tenancy Approval, or RFTA, to the landlord to complete. This step is completed as part of the initial lease-up period. The landlord or property management agent will complete their portion of the document and return it to the PHA for processing. The landlord and family must sign the RFTA. In addition, the following information must accompany the RFTA: a copy of the blank lease, proof of ownership, W-2, proof of a Social Security number or SSN or Employer Identification Number or EIN, a picture ID of the property owner, and direct deposit information. After the PHA receives the information from the landlord or property management company, the PHA will begin processing the landlord information to verify ownership information of the property, verify and/or negotiate the rental amount to ensure it is affordable for the family, verify the bank and tax ID information, verify lease for compliance with HUD regulations. Then, the PHA will conduct a rent reasonableness survey of surrounding and similar properties to determine if the rent is reasonable. If the rent is reasonable, the PHA will schedule an inspection of the unit with the landlord or property management company within 15 calendar days. During this time, the PHA will complete the rent calculation process. This determines what the Housing Assistance Payment, or HAP, from the housing voucher will be and what the family's share of the rent will be. Once the unit passes the initial inspection, the lease-up process can begin. However, the lease-up must occur within 30 days. The family may move into the unit on the first day that the unit passes the inspection. In the lease-up process, the family will sign the lease with the landlord. The PHA will complete the HAP contract and send it to the landlord or property management company for signature. Keep in mind, this step must be completed within 60 days of the lease date. When the PHA receives the signed HAP contract back, the family is able to move into the unit and start their lives in their new home. If you'd like to learn about recommended best practices for facilitating a seamless initial lease-up period, be sure to watch our other video, Ensuring a Successful Initial Lease-Up Period. You can also view more information at HUD's website, hud.gov. To learn more about the HCV program in Virginia, visit Virginia Housing's website.